Right then, V6 Amarok's back, this time for a few more upgrades. So it's already got a lowering kit on there, but he's not quite happy with it. So this is why we've been sort of developing our own sort of kit while it were away and he were enjoying it. So we've come up with some Bilstein coilovers, which I believe these are the first coilover lowering kit for these available. I'm not too sure, maybe that's a bold claim, but we're going to bang these on and see how low we can get it, see what adjustment we've got. So they're going to obviously be the custom front springs. Then we've got the rear shocks. The standard springs are there, so the idea we've got is we're going to put the fronts on and see where it sits, and then get the rears reset to match, and then offer those in probably a couple of options, or maybe we'll make like a shackle kit like we do for the caddies that you can adjust it as well, because obviously a lot of people in these are going to carry weight. Keith don't, so he's happy for it just to be slammed. So we'll see how that all works out. That should be really nice. Obviously starting from an already lowered truck is going to be a bit of a different thing, but it's the first one. We'll be doing many of these, I'm sure, so that'll be pretty good. The other thing that we've got, all these little bits, is two different sizes of them, so ignore them. Go along with this, which is a Super Pro anti-roll bar, which those are the only guys at the minute doing it. So that's why we're going to use this one. There's no anti-roll bar at all on the rear at the minute, so it should make a massive difference. I know it did on my caddy when I put one on the old Mark II caddy that I had, so that should be pretty good. And then the other thing that's hiding away here is 395mm drilled and grooved brake discs and some 6-port Audi RS calipers. These should work really well. The only thing we're waiting on is a brake hose on them, so they're not all going to go on at once. So we'll get the lowering done first and then we'll go from there. So a lot of upgrades. It's already a really nice truck. It's doing over 400 horsepower, so should be really, really interesting when it's sorted. So we'll record Owen doing some of the bits. It's R&D as well, so it might look a little bit more clunky than a normal video because we're not just fitting it and sending it out. So stick with us. Right then, another interesting vlog hopefully. We've had Keith's truck in for a while doing a bit of prototyping work, and yeah, I think if you can see what we've done, it's been a labour of love. So we'll have a quick look and try and explain as best we can, because it's been a bit back and forth and there's a lot of numbers to remember and I always forget everything. So first thing we'll talk about is what is probably less obvious, but brake kit. This is a 6-pot kit that we've come up with. We've made our own custom brackets, hoses, everything we need. The discs are from something else that we've re-drilled. They're 395mm and need a little space so it looks of things to get them where we want them to be. But this, we're not sure 100% on pricing yet, but it's probably about 1900 quid, something like that, plus fitting and what have you. But it should make a massive difference, because when you start making these 400 horsepower, they are very much under braked. If we are doing the 7-ton conversion on yours, do that first though, because you can't do anything with the brakes as far as upplating is concerned, at least at the start anyway. So really happy with that. This is a 22-inch wheel. This is off a Range Rover, but we have tried our 19s and we're 10mm spacer. These fit straight on, so, and they do want a little bit more poke, so they fit pretty well. So that should suit quite a lot of people. There's a lot of people with 19s and a lot of people that are saying to us they want bigger brakes. So hopefully this kit works out nice for them. So then the other thing that's very obvious is how much lower this is. Now Keith's originally had a lowering kit on, but he weren't happy with that, so I think that's all gone back or going back. So we've come up with our own kit for him. It's quite an involved job, but it can start from something pretty simple. So we'll look at the standard ride height and then we'll talk about what Keith's has got. So everybody knows about these, that they're designed to carry like 800-900 kilos in the back, so they have a lot of rake. I think the rears, let me measure it while we're here. That's 875-ish. And that's 975 or thereabouts. So you've got (965), 90mm, nearly 4-inch. First time in a while, Mella. First time in a while. So you've got like 90mm, almost 4 inches extra height on the rear, which a lot of people just want them to be level because they're not putting a lot of weight in. Because even like in our truck, I put like 600 kilos in the back and it still didn't quite level it out. So if you're only running around with a few hundred kilos in the back, you're probably not bothered if it's a little bit down on the back when you do that. So we're going to sell a little shackle kit, but just like a rear shackle that you can just literally have 3-point adjustment, and you should be able to get it on the lowest one. It should be pretty much level. On the middle one, it should be pretty much level. But then what we are going to do as well, so more at the budget end, is just literally a front spring that lowers, probably 25mm, something like that, maybe a little bit more final. We need to get one on and double check. But then you should be able to get it level still with a shackle, so you'll be able to have like a slight lowering kit on the front and a rear lowering kit, and that's not going to be expensive at all. It'd be quite straightforward to do that, so that shouldn't be too bad. So then what we've ended up going for Keith's, which Danny will put some pictures up, but you can see this is like ridiculously low. He's got a bigger wheel on there, so his wheel is 30mm or so taller than the standard fitment wheels. But if he had standard wheels on there at the height that the coilovers set at, and it can go down another 25mm, another inch, so it can go quite a bit lower than that already, that's 100mm lower. But if you put standard tyres on there, that's probably 125, 130mm lower, and then we can go down a bit more. So it's probably, we've worked out roughly 150mm all the way around that we can lower it. The next step, obviously this is standard and then lowered. Obviously everybody's got 4-wheel drives, everybody knows that you lift them usually. So we can do a rear lift kit pretty easily, and the front lift kit either with standard shocks, which is not ideal, or the Bilstein coilovers, so we can go quite a bit up there. Our truck is probably going to end up just with a front lift, so like we'll just put these springs that we've got on here, or the front lift spring that we can get on the Bilstein shocks, and we'll get that so it's level when it's not got weight, because we're going to have airbags on the back, so we can keep it level even when we've got a lot of weight in, because we're going to probably have a pallet that weighs a ton in the back. So absolutely tons of different options, lowering, lifting, just leveling out. So we'll do a blog if we can, and hopefully that's done by the time this video goes out. We can attach that to the to the video, and they put it into the links in the description. And yeah, tons of options, and the prices are going to range from sort of a few £100 just for levelling or a bit of lowering, up to probably by the time you're going for a full lift with springs and everything, it might be up to a couple of grand, but we'll work that out when we get to it. But our truck, we're going to do the Bilstein suspension, we've got the anti-roll bars, we've got the big brakes, we're going to do absolutely everything, which I think we might be able to. We are low it is, I didn't want to start laying down on the floor, but we've got the rear anti-roll bar on this, but it's just got in the way of the exhaust, so we need to just modify that. Yeah, it's not connected up yet, so we need to mod the exhaust, but that's on there. And I think when we're doing the 7-ton conversions, I think we're going to probably recommend a front and a rear anti-roll bar, but we're going to put them on ours as well and see what difference that makes. Obviously you're adding weight, because that rear anti-roll bar is not light, it's probably 20 kilos something, and the front one's a little bit heavier. You're adding weight when really you're upplating to try to sort of make it carry more weight, but I think the difference what it'll make to the handling will be worthwhile, because when you've got a fair bit of weight in these, you can sort of tell they're a little bit boaty, and especially if we're going to lift it a bit. So loads of options. I'm sure there'll be loads of questions, and I'm sure I've missed loads of stuff out as well, because they've written me a little script and I always forget things. I might read it now and we'll stick it in if we have to. We've covered everything. Thank you.